And we're live. It's Wednesday afternoon. It's 2:30 p.m. and you're watching Innovation Fika with Donny and guests. And of course, the live audience here at Technique One. Hundreds of people have gathered here today. Well, almost hundreds of people have gathered here today to watch this incredible live show that is broadcast all over the world. You can watch us on your channel of choice. Just very briefly here, run through what you're looking at. My name is Donny. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I post almost daily on innovation, inspiration, entrepreneurship, and startups. All of my content is saved also on my Medium page, where you'll find all of the posts and all of the recordings from my Innovation Fika that I do every Wednesday here online from Technique One, KTH, Sweden. This is episode 52 today, so we're getting quite a few episodes live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Unibit, and Twitter. So follow me on LinkedIn and all of the other channels, and make sure to check out all of the other recordings. Some really good content online there. But for now, enough about me, enough about that. We are going to go to today's guest. And today I have the great honor and pleasure to welcome actually a colleague of mine from KTH Innovation, Magnus Oskarsson. Välkommen in I studion. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Hello, guys. Great to be here.
Great to have you here. You've walked all this way from your desk.
Yeah, a few meters, 5 meters.
No, really great to have you here. Thank you, Magnus. And as usual, let's start by introducing the guest to the audience. So who are you and what do you do?
Okay, so I work as a project manager at KTH Innovation, responsible for business relations and network. So that includes corporates that have some kind of startup corporate collaboration initiatives, corporate venture capital, for example. But mostly I work with our investor network at KTH called Early Bird Network. So check it out if you're an investor. And then I'm responsible for our recruitment support and also a mentor network that we launched a few years ago.
Exactly. Just before we go into the recruitment part, the Early Bird Network, which is our network of angel investors and other kinds of investors out there, which is becoming kind of big as well.
Yep.
If you are an investor and interested in joining that network, reach out to us at KTH Innovation and reach out to Magnus to join that network. If you are a case at KTH Innovation, you might get the opportunity to pitch to these business angels as you mature as a team. The mentor network is also super interesting. If you are a KTH alumni and you are in any kind of tech vertical or in any vertical in the business, and you want to reach back and help new cases come out into business, please join our mentor network as a mentor as well. And if you are a case at KTH Innovation, speak to Magnus about the mentor program that we have. It's just started up the third batch now.
Yeah,
right?
Third batch.
And we can do a separate section on mentoring and the mentor network. But today we're talking about recruitment.
Yes.
And we work with the earliest stage possible. Like we're two people and we need like one more. And that's when we come in, and that's when you come in. And I thought we could start just by talking about some common pitfalls and common mistakes that we see early stage startups doing, and what we hopefully today then can help them understand what they are, so they might avoid them. So let's what's the biggest first mistake one does when when you're looking for something with somebody?
Yeah, so one of the most common pitfalls, and actually this is my lesson number one. It's do your homework. And what is a good homework? I mean, it's all about getting the right building blocks. A lot of teams, they start writing the ad straight away without thinking through like what they need and who they are. Because in general, it's all about conveying a positive message about your company. Give job candidates a good view of what you do, your solution, and also the market. So the most important thing is to do your homework. Be creative. Have a workshop. Talk about your plan and milestones ahead, and what kind of competencies you need in your team. Talk about why is this a cool company? Why is our solution exciting? Why are we a cool team? Those kind of stuff. And then you can start create a job ad emulate other job ads that you find appealing for various reasons. Discuss why is this job ad attractive, etc. So do your homework before start writing.
That's a really good thing to start with, because I think it all usually starts with, oh, we're 2 people and we need, maybe they don't. First, you usually don't even know that you need more people. And then we say, maybe, hey, maybe you should be a team. Maybe you need more people to do this. And then you start understanding that you need more skills on board to do what you're doing. First, as Magnus said there, was, okay, but who do we bring into the core team? I mean, who do we bring in and who do we recruit? Who is an employee of future and who is just like a consultant or somebody we hired, temporary. That also depends on what you're doing. If it's something that will take a week to create, it might not be a co-founder for equity. It might be somebody that you hire for money or any kind of resource that you can make it work. But so do your homework, go through what is it actually we need now and over time. And you said it actually, but that's one of the best tips I think as well is read other job ads. And be inspired by things that I wish we could sound like that, or this is how we don't want to look or sound. We don't want to write it like that. So read other job ads and figure out how your company feels and sounds when you
tonality, wording,
Exactly. And one of the first things that happens here as well is that you get to speak to Magnus, and he actually helps you write your first ad that we then publish in our networks. And we always have a number of, I can just share. So we always have a number of ads on our homepage. So if you go to, let's see, if you go to
kth.se.
Yeah, there we go. Let's share that one. Just show that. This is actually the KTH homepage today. If you go to kth.se/innovation, you actually come to our homepage, and you can see there's always a number of job ads, current ones that we have, both for ourselves as well, but also for the teams.
And also you can subscribe to jobs as well if you want to join one of our KTH Innovation projects. So do sign up.
That's another thing we have to mention. So if you don't have a startup today and you want to get into the whole thing, join a startup, join a team, and learn the ropes. So anyway, okay. So first thing is that first mistake people is that they don't do their homework. They don't spend enough time thinking about who are we, what are we looking for, how do we want to sound and look and feel. That's a typical thing that we see. Okay, that was a good thing. What else do you see people, the mistakes we do in the beginning, early stage?
I think once the ad is published, not enough teams do the legwork to spread the word.
And you mean it's not enough just to put it there?
No. Yeah, you need to spread the ad, and with the help of KTH Innovation, we can post on our web page as you just saw, but it will also go through to all our subscribers. We'll share it on LinkedIn, but you need to do a lot of legwork yourself. Create LinkedIn posts and get things in order as well. I mean, update your web page. I mean, if you're blogging, make sure that you've got some recent blog posts and update your LinkedIn page as well. So do a lot of spreading. And I mean, this is entrepreneurship in a nutshell, right?
It is
legwork, because you got an idea, you got very little means, and then you need to align your team, and you need to inspire and engage commitment from external stakeholders, right? And in order to execute. So, but if you do the legwork, you'll get the same exposure as other companies with great recruitment budgets. So really do the legwork, and also be open-minded as well.
I think that again, I can just smile and nod and say, when you've got the ad out, it's like launching a service. It's when you've launched the app or the web page, that's when the job starts. When you publish a job ad, it's not to just sit back and wait for it to do things. That's when you start working. Just as you said, use your networks. Check out one of our alumni called Climato. They're looking for people like mad, and they're doing a fantastic job on LinkedIn, because every time they get somebody in, they post about that as well and say, here's this new guy, or here's this new girl joining our team, and they're making a big buzz about themselves. So everybody knows that they are in recruitment mode. And looking for, that means they attract more people as well.
More people, investors, and potential partners, etc. So I mean, this is an opportunity to really show off Okay, and you will get your primary candidates who are prospects for the job, but you'll get other candidates as well. You might get senior individuals who've got a big network who can help you out. You'll get maybe some students, interns who would like to do some work for you later on. Investors on board, potential partners and customers as well. So this, posting a job ad shows to everyone that you're growing and you want to grow. You've got your ambitions, and so that's something that you should signalize in your job ad, your ambitions and what you want to achieve.
When you're writing the job ad, you mentioned some things before as well in when you were writing, how to convey your company and things like that. But you're also saying now that you should actually add sort of your goals and visions and what you're going to create in the ad. That's what you say as well.
Yeah, I think so, because at the end of the day, I mean, you want to attract problem solvers. I mean, you might have some skills that are essential for the job role, but in a venture, you get different roles. You could be the CTO, but you're also the chief party officer, and you got your CMO, who's also responsible for the coffee machine, whatever. I mean, you'll have both formal and informal tasks. So don't be too narrow when you put a list of skills. You want to attract problem solvers, and I mean, this is also entrepreneurship in a nutshell, that entrepreneurs are learners. So you'll learn along the way, and you'll adapt, and you'll acquire new skills as you move along. So that's why I think it's important to be quite open-minded when it comes to the skill set. And in that sense, it's super important to convey your vision and what you want to achieve.
Indeed.
Because you want ambassadors in the end of the day, right?
Indeed. And I think that it's so important as well to, as you said, you're just starting out. You're constantly pivoting. You're learning new things. You're all over the place. You really need people who understand that you're on a quest. You have a vision. You're going through a number of iterations. And that has to be in there as well. We're achieving this. We're going here. We're hoping to do this. And you want to attract people who want to help you build that. So that's a really good thing to get in. Anything else that we should sort of add to the list of mistakes and common things here?
I think it's also the time to get professional. I mean, if you're not professional yet, it's time to get professional. And you can get professional in many ways, but for recruitment purposes, it's really important to manage candidates in a professional manner. You communicate with the candidates, you reject the relevant candidates, and also get in touch with candidates who might be ready to join a job later on. So manage candidates, super important. But also, I mean, if you don't have weekly meetings and with recurring agendas, with slightly modified agendas, obviously, it's time to do so, to have those weekly meetings, because this will enable you to eventually delegate and set some kind of structure for your work. I mean, meetings will get the team to focus, but it also helps you to separate your own role as an entrepreneur. Because as an entrepreneur, you've got a CXO title, but then you're also perhaps the majority shareholder. You're also perhaps responsible for sales, and I mean, you need to create those kind of. You need to be aware that you've got different roles, right? So having structured meetings is a way to
and that's to be
professionalize, become a corporate.
Yeah, exactly. But because you're becoming a company. You're actually starting to do it for real. It's not a pastime, hobby, extra time thing anymore. You're actually saying to people, "Hey, I'm building a company. Come work with or for me." That is actually a suddenly demanding thing. You're putting yourself out on the line there. So you need to act and be the part. And I'll tell you, one of the hardest things that might happen when you do a really good job with writing the ad and spreading that is, hey, you might get lots and lots and lots of applications. And then you need, just what Magnus said, you need the structure. You need to follow up on a timely manner. You need to treat every single application in a professional, polite manner, because you never know when you'll be needing people again. So, be really professional about it, and you know, take it seriously. I think that's super important, and that's something that we all can learn from.
Also related to being professional, like the onboarding process, make sure that you get the new candidate on board in your team. So meetings is one thing, but also create a schedule. Like onboarding doesn't take a week; it can take 6 months, right? Yeah. So make sure that the first 2 weeks, I would say, you have a schedule for the candidate. Like, okay, these are the stuff that you need to do the first two weeks, get to know the team, and if the candidate has some idle time because you don't have time yourself to manage the candidate, make sure that he or she gets some tasks, you know, read up on customers or competitors, make sure that he or she does something, right? And then you have some other, perhaps more strategic activities, tactical activities that this candidate should achieve within the first month or within the first 3 months. So be realistic and take time and share information as well. That's really important as well.
I mean, you've just listed so many of the beginner mistakes that I've done a number of times as well, and I see people doing is you bring people on and people are just falling in the door, and you're growing and growing, and you forget that you've been living with this baby for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years until it's here, right? And then suddenly you bring somebody on, they've been with you for 1 day. You can't expect them to just sort of understand everything. You have to talk to them, you have to tell them some things. One super easy way of getting this, as Magnus mentioned, was make sure to book meetings with every other person on the team, so that at least they have that. The first 2 weeks, you're going to meet Eric and Peter and Anna and then they have their meetings and they can talk about, you know, so they get to know each other. They also get to talk about what they do and repeat again what they do, because they might be new as well. And then, of course, getting everybody together, and don't be afraid to be really clear on things, because this is something I've seen time and time again in startups. Is you have a founding team, 2, 3, 4 members, and they build something, and then they start rapid growth, and then like 10 months or 12 months later, they're 40 people, and then one of the funding team turns to the other person in the funding team and says, "What is he or she doing?" We don't do it like that, but I haven't told anybody about it. They've just sort of, expected people to understand. So don't be afraid to, write a book of what your corporate policy or what you're about or your manifesto, or we call it what you want, but be clear with people and actually give them a chance to understand what you're doing. The onboarding
doing this early on is super good, because this will enable scaling your organization. So do those mistakes early on. I mean, that's perfect.
And the more people who early on get it and get into it, the more people you have who are, your extended arms and ambassadors who can help you spread the word. But the hard thing is when like level, the circle number 7 comes in and meets number 6, and neither of them have any idea of what's going on. Then you're sort of, so keep communicating all the time. So that's another really, really good tip. Very good, very good. I wanted to mention one more thing when we were talking about spreading the word, and that is people are often thinking about, okay, where do I post my job ads and how do I spread the words? If you have a solid ad in one place, we use one system on our homepage or wherever you use it, you see that as a landing spot for everything that you bring in. And then you point everything to the same place. And don't forget the good old paper poster that you put on a notice board wherever, in what we're talking about, our environment. So in KTH, there are notice boards everywhere that people go around our offices at KTH Innovation, and they look at the notice boards and they see which startups are looking for jobs. COSA, one of my cases, they did a marvelous job with posters. I think they had over 100 applicants for one of their positions. So, don't forget the posters. Make sure to figure out where are the people that I'm going to try and reach. What are they looking at in their day? Where can I reach them in a good way? I remember one job ad we had, which was really fun in the old office, was a company that had put job ads on the inside of the doors of the toilets, and it was like with like a mirror, and it said, you know, your face here.
That's great.
If nothing else, it really got everybody curious, and everybody went and check the company. So, as you said, be creative and find ways of finding the kind of people that you're looking for. Right. Anything else, Magnus, to add to the the early stage? Don't forget this mistakes we've seen happening.
Yeah, I think we can continue with some don'ts. I mean, and one thing is like have respect for the time plan of recruitment. I mean, recruitment takes time, and recruitments fail. A lot of recruitments fail, unfortunately. But as long as you do your homework right, I mean, the chances are that you'll get a relevant candidate on board that will be successful over time. And also, don't give away equity too early. I think that's. I mean, you've got some experience from that.
Oh yeah.
Hundreds of.
I've done lots of don'ts, and I've seen lots of don'ts there. You know, you don't want to give away equity too early. You want to make, especially, you write a solid agreement on. Usually, it's called vesting, and then over time, people work their way into equity, and they prove their worth and equity. And it's as Magnus said, let it take time for the recruitment, and let it take time for the onboarding, and let it take time for, because hey, you're going to be working together for 10, maybe 15 years if this is a successful company. So don't worry about these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months that it will take to get somebody solidly seated, because we're looking at 7 years here. So don't worry about the time. Don't worry about the time. So that's some good. That's a couple of good don'ts. I will also add. Well, it's a do. It was, we were talking about the do, but it was, the whole thing about don't leave people hanging. Give them a yes or a no. Have respect for the people you are reaching out to. Treat them with respect, and they will come back to you. I think that's really important as well.
Yeah. And another thing, actually, is it's back to doing your homework. I mean, ask for some peer reviews on the ads. I mean, if you find somebody on LinkedIn who's got like a lot of experience within a certain field, perhaps he or she can help out with writing the ad, or give some second opinion, because I mean, and he or she could probably use his or her network to spread the job out, because I think it's quite charming to help a venture that's still in its cradle, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people want you to succeed, especially if they have a co-ownership of your success or co-contribute to your success. I think there's a lot of help out there.
There is.
So and don't forget to use us as well. Talk to professionals and experts and peers, and get second opinion.
I think that is a super good tip, because, and here's a tip from the side as well. A job ad, seriously created, professionally done, put in the right places, is an incredible marketing tool for your company. Nothing breathes success as well as a good recruitment ad. We're growing, we're successful, we're going to build a bigger thing, we need more people. So, understand that the job ad is more than just, that position. It is so much more. It's you telling the world about your company. It's you telling the world about what you're trying to achieve, and that you need more people to come in and help you. So it's a bigger thing than just the position. I think that's a really good thing to sort of have in mind when you're thinking about it. I'm looking at the time here. It's 6 minutes too. We need to. If there's any questions, post them as usual. Post them in the comments. But I will run through the last slides here with my dear friend and colleague Magnus. I will turn off this banner, and I will go to the top 3 tips from our guests. We always end with top 3 tips, as you know. There's a learning in all of these Innovation Fikas. And this week I have Magnus Oskarsson, who works at KTH Innovation, and amongst many other things, works with recruitment to help our early stage cases find their first good people. So Magnus Oskarsson's top 3 tips for working with recruitment. Tip number 1 being, do your homework.
Yes. So gather your team, be creative, talk about your milestones ahead and what kind of competences you need in your team in order to achieve those milestones. but don't only look at the short-term milestones. Look at the key competences that you need for the longer term, and do your homework in terms of creating a broad and accurate image of your company and where you're heading. What are you doing? What's the market like? What's your solution? Why is this a cool team to join? So really do your homework and ask for help. Talk to your peers, get second opinion from experts on the job ad.
Really good, really good. Thank you, Magnus. And tip number 2, spread the word. Spread the word.
Use legwork. This is your way to, with very small means and a small budget, really achieve great exposure, not only to the job candidates that you're after, but also for the greater ecosystem and potential candidates for other positions, senior candidates, advisors, investors, potential partners, future interns. So take advantage of it and do everything. I mean, put up posters on notice boards. Push it through LinkedIn campaigns. If you can pay for a LinkedIn campaign, that's really valuable. Go into Facebook groups so do some legwork.
Good. Thank you very much. And tip number 3, become professional.
Yes. So if you don't have weekly meetings and a structure for your meetings, start to do so. It's a good time to start having some kind of structure around your meetings. But also when it comes to recruitment, make sure that you manage candidates in a professional manner with rejections and communications and interviews, and also onboarding. Make sure that you put enough attention to the new candidate that you want to onboard, and have a structure for the meetings and the people he or she needs to talk to in order to get up to speed and get into a good position to progress and evolve into a co-founder, hopefully. Become professional.
Thank you, Magnus. That was Magnus's top 3 tips. And I want to pick up one thing. You've said so many good things, but one thing I think that we touched on as well, talked about, was when you start doing this, you're actually moving into a real, we're doing this for real. We're becoming a real company. We're asking for real help. So the whole sort of be professional about it is super important. Treat people with respect, and be the company you would want to work at yourself. And and then just do the work and keep it going. Magnus, thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for a whole
inviting me.
A whole bunch of really, really good tips. This will be recorded as well as usual. You can find it on YouTube and on my Medium page, and I'll do a short recap that I will post on LinkedIn in a week or 2. But for now, I will thank Magnus, and I will see you all next week, 2:30 p.m. for Innovation Fika. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.